Good crafternoon, everyone. All right. Happy November. We are out of October. It is sadly no longer spooky season. Although, let's be real, it's always spooky season in our hearts. Okay. So, today we are going to start with the holiday season that is upon us, and we're going to start with some gift crafts. So, gift crafts being stuff that I plan on giving as gifts, but I have to craft it. So, it's not like I can just wait until the last minute. Some of this stuff has to be done, and we're just going to get it out of the way now. So, I put this stream to 3 p.m. today instead of our normal 2:15 because I was helping a Mr. Ian Runkle with his 24-hour live stream to benefit Extra Life Charity yesterday for the vast majority of the day, and I was tired. Okay, so first of all, I've got to been charging my battery for my UV resin light and trying to remember which way the battery goes into this thing. I have to just put it in, turn it on, see if that works. Yep, okay. So we've got our light. Now, today what we're going to be making are keychains. And so, I'm still kind of trying to get myself settled here. We have our, oh, that's not the UV resin that I wanted. We have our UV resin, which I'm using the Let's Resin UV resin clear hard type is what I am using. And we're going to need a lot of stuff from my big, well, I have several of these, let's be real. But a lot of my little add-ins are going to be pulled out. So, I'm also going to be busting out my little resin bowls, or I'm sorry, my little silicone bowls. And this one, I've already got some assorted little things in here just that have been kind of kicking around my workspace here. I bought some, we're not going to use a lot of colors with these, just by nature. You want mostly clear except for like a white background. But I had purchased a little set of like 24, I think, different colors that was kind of hard to determine what they were going to look like when they were done. So last weekend when I was not streaming, I made this little key. I just used a tiny little Mickey nail charm mold I had and mixed up a drop of each color and made a little chart. It's kind of rough because I made the little molds, the little Mickeys, and then I put them in this mold, the squares, and then I put the squares together in like a coaster mold. So I had to sand it because there was a lot of little peaks, and so it's not like super now, it's a little ganked, but it's just my little reference for the colors. And honestly, I'll throw a coat of clear lacquer on it, just like some sealer, it'll be fine. But it's just for my reference anyway. So I also made some little charms. These are all earring molds, but that is huge. I'm sorry. Like, that is a good size for an earring, like a little post back earring. These are obviously made for like drop earrings, like French hooks and stuff, but that's a big earring. Like, I don't wear earrings that big. So I like these molds though for like keychains and zipper pulls and zipper tags and things like that. And in fact, donated some gamer zipper pulls to the Extra Life auction. They were auctioned off for some good money for some sick kids. So I made these. Like, for example, these were all, that's so interesting. Okay, so you can kind of see as I like change this. Hold on. Let me get something white to go under it so you can see what I'm seeing here. So you see the like differentiation in color? That didn't show up when I made these. When I made these, they were all just super dark, which was weird. This one is like, whoa, that one even was weirder now. Maybe it's just the lighting that I had at the time. I don't know, because I'd mixed like a green and a blue to get like a turquoise. And now they're like a weird, crazy variation color. I kind of dig it the way it is, but man, that's just so weird. Like, just the difference of mixing. Yeah, it's coming across on camera. You can see that color variation. It's so weird. But I picked up actually some of these acrylic paints from Walmart that glow in the dark to fill in the grooves and hint at a little like, I'm blanking on the actual word of the like sea creatures that are deep in the depths, but that kind of bioluminescence is what I'm kind of looking to those paints. So that was what I was doing, and I tried to like do some that was yellow and fill in just some of this with the blue, and it kind of works. But anyway, that's wild. I kind of like these even more now. Holy moly. Okay. Those will definitely have to be photographed on a white background. So anyway, I just got like that's my point, is that I have those, but I also, the whole point of me bringing it up is that when I was making that little thing, I ended up in some cases with extra little pieces because I tried to mix the same just tiny amount. It was literally like a drop out of this, dropper, and then a tiniest bit of dye. But sometimes the dye got too much and I had to add more. And so I just ended up with a bunch more little pieces. And I've got some other little random. There was what the hell? There was a shell in here. Oh, there's the shell. When I was making that stuff. So I've got, and in my thing, I've got a bunch of other kind of little random small bits from when I, mix up too much resin in some cases. So I've got that all going, and I did not have a chance to do it before I looked at the clock and said, oh gosh, it's 3:00. That I didn't have a chance to really wipe off the dirt, the dust that has accumulated in the last couple weeks on my work surface here. And it's just good to wipe that off. I just use like a wet wipe to do that. I used a condensed air blower to blow it off. But just so if I drop one of the little inclusions, I don't have to worry too much about excess dust and stuff getting stuck to it and then encased in resin forever, hanging off a friend or family member's keychain. So part of some of this and the delays and how long this takes was ordering the inclusion bits. So I like to look at, and I made, okay, this is going to look weird because if you were around a couple weeks ago and remember the spooky cake, you remember the striped cake holder. But since I had it here and I was making all these little letters, I just decided what better than to just toss them in here and use that for all these little random resin letters that I made. Again, using a nail. Oh, there's a weird hair there. I should have wiped this off before dumping these out. But yeah, because this actually is a decent like seal on it to work as a as a storage vessel for those things. Okay. Got the wipe down. I've got my trash bag here. So I'm going to have to dig down to the depths of my bag of molds here because the letters are under everything. Because it's the biggest mold that I have. Ooh. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Did it upend some things in this box? Yes, it did, but that is okay. All right. So I also have, I'm going to need, I should say, some mixing cups, and I'm going to use my, I think I still have some of these disposable, yes, plastic mixing cups. I'm going to use those. And I have, I have this other light that's just kind of jankified here to give us some more illumination since the days are longer now and the light is not as great. But the cord got stuck. Okay. Because I think the only color, and I have some other like little mix-in stuff here. And some of this is different little mix-in pieces. But I just saw it. There it is. What I want mostly is some of these mica powders. So I want, yeah. So I think these are all the mica powders that I'm going to want. And I have my spatulas. This has really come in handy. Where did it go? I think I got these in like a set from Dollar Tree or something, these little sticks. This one with the tiny little spoon on one end and the like point on another end has really come in handy for like getting all the little tiny bits in. And I've got a couple of these. I bought a 10-pack of these little scoops. I try to get kind of uniform on, you know, how much I am mixing in. And then I'm going to want, I've got this little wax stick. Let me just run it through my pencil sharpener a little bit just to get it a little pointier. And that works great for, it's just enough like sticky to pick up bits of like the little add-ins and stuff. Okay. So, I didn't really need this one, but I'll stick it over here. Okay. So the first one we're going to do, let me just get a swig of soda. Since with our mix-ins, most of what we want is a white-ish background. So I've got, this is like a pearl with like a purple sheen. You can kind of see it as I turn it a little bit where the light catches in the center here. And this is a pearl with like a green sheen. So there's one of them I might use this one for. And then I've got just regular white mica. And I've also got black. But I don't think any of them I'm going to want a black background on. But I've got this sitting here just in case. Okay, so peeling out one of those. And I can mix up quite a bit of this since I'm going to be using it for multiples. So these are the mix-in categories that we're going to be using. Oh, and I also have little like glitters and like foil flakes and stuff to mix in as well. But one of the ones that we're going to make is mostly going to be cows. One of the ones is kind of weirdly going to be both mahjong pieces and Stitch and Angel. If I can fit them in there. These are kind of big. And another is going to be, you can't see it because they all fell over, but fruits. Gosh dang it. Get FFS. Okay. So those are kind of the themes that we have going here. I'm just going to pull these out so that I can pick through them and pick the ones that we're going to want to use, because we're not going to want to use all of them. We can't, for one, we can't fit all of them into one letter, but also we definitely want to pick and choose which ones we like best. These are a little rough. I may have to I don't know about those. I do also have, and they are over here, some Stitch nail stickers that I could also use. We've also got these like little Mickey things, but I don't know if I'll use those. Okay. I'm going to pull out, there's ghosts mixed in with all this mahjong tiles because I wanted to keep all my resin add-on stuff in one container, and I ran out of different sections, but there's so few of these that they don't take up one whole section. So I think what I need to do is get, what the heck is that? That is a broken ghost. I think what I need to do is get the hubs to like just print me some little dividers for these so that I can turn, one so I can turn one section into two. You know what I'm saying? The benefits of having a 3D printer sometimes are just random. You know what I mean? Ugh. Okay, there's just ghosts left. So we have our mahjong tile, and now I'm pulling out all the cows, and some of the cows are, oh no, I lifted the center from the section next to it. Okay, we're gonna have to pull all of them out because there's these little dividers that go between them, but I could maybe so I think in a second here I'm gonna end up with a letter that doesn't belong. Put that back in there. All right. I do also have, I'm going to pull these out too because I might use them kind of randomly as filler. I've got some, I'll just put them in here. There's like a Maleficent horns and Mickey ears. Or Maleficent horns. And these are just from another, one Mickey ears. That's a Mickey that looks kind of like a bear. I'll put that one back. But, they're just from various times where I had extra resin and had that particular mold out. And they have these little, I don't think I'll need the Toy Story aliens. Okay. They seem a little big to be just random pieces. And then, yeah, I think all these other random pieces I have. Oh no, these ones might. They're just like some little moons and stars and whatnot that, again, sometimes you mix up more resin than you need and you just make little bits and bobs that you could use for later, maybe. All right. I think that is all because I'm not going to use any of the, I also have capybaras that I used on a friend's. I've got mushrooms that I used on a friend's. I've got a bunch of these. Okay, they're all mixed up now, but I've got little tiny gummy bears. Oops, little tiny gummy bears, and then these like mid-sized gummy bears. I've got a bunch of shells, and I've got a bunch of stars that are specifically like this. And then I've got a whole set of ones that are this, a little lighter than this. I'm not going to set all of these. I'm not going to pull them out, but I'm not going to set them too far because we're going to need some of the glitters and mix-ins and stuff to go in there. Okay. Let me put the fruits all in there. And I've got the stitches. And is this a stitch or an angel? I don't know which one this is supposed to be, quite honestly. It looks more like Stitch, but it's colored like Angel. I don't know. Sometimes when you get this stuff from like Temu, it's, clearly off-brand. Do these have a film on them? They look like they have a film on them, like they're weirdly... They do. I'm like trying to dig my nail. Something this small, they should really just leave the film off of. So you can see I've like peeled up some of the film there. Oh, there we go. That's why they looked dingy, because they had a film on them. And it's on both sides. I understand when I buy like an acrylic coaster that's like this big, if there's a film on it, but something this small with a film on it is just unnecessary. Because I had to dig to get that freaking film off. And I'm going to have to do that for the rest of these. Oy. Okay. Got the Mahjong tiles over here. The Moo Cow over here. Oh, and I need the... Let me grab another wipe so I can wipe out. There's a lot of gunk in this bigger silicone bowl. I'm just going to wipe that out. And then put the rest of this random ephemera. Got some pumpkins. We've got a 1. Little like diamond. Just some random gem shapes. Stars, whatnot. Little pug. That's really yellowed. I don't know if I'll do anything with that. What is even that? Oh, it's a crown. It's, again, super yellowed. These, in fact, I'm going to pull them out and toss them because these were made several... You can see how discolored they are when I put them on that, how they're kind of yellow and clear at the same time. And the thing is like, some like resin in general will yellow over time if like in the sun. These have not been in the sun, and I think it's just because these are when I first started messing with UV resin, and I was using, honestly, whatever crap I ordered from Wish and was not getting good results. And stuff yellowed really quickly. This is kind of jacked too, so I'm going to put that in that same toss. But also, like, I don't know, like, people say that, like, oh, crafting and collecting craft supplies are 2 different hobbies, and they kind of are. And it's a little hoarder mentality, I'm not going to lie. Because, case in point, this is a cool little, bauble I could put in something as an inclusion. This is literally just a bead of resin, of UV resin, from, like, mixing it up in one of those little resin bowls. And it was just there, and I cured it, and it's just kind of aesthetically pleasing and has a hole that is a bubble, but it goes almost all the way through, so it could definitely be a hole. I don't know. It's just kind of works out and it's cool. So why not hold on? See if you can include it in something years later. All right, these sadly, well, that was a broken piece of something anyway, are going in the garbage box. The garbage box. I know I didn't fully show that on camera. I don't care. Because honestly, I have the camera a lot further down than I normally do so that you can pick up more of this detail. I may have to lift it because it may be too far down. But we'll see. I've also turned it around so that it is my POV for now. Okay. So I think the first one we're going to do, we're just going to go alphabetically because this one is going to be an A, and go with the moo cows. All right. So there we go. Like I said, there are brown ones. How did that get in there? I don't even know. Put that over there. There are brown ones and there are pink ones. And so I want to get some of both. I think for this one, I don't want a black background, but a white background might be too white. So I might want to use maybe the green, kind of like grassy. I like that idea. Okay. So I'm going to use the green, like pearlescent for the background. Because what we're going to do is, let me actually take this out of the bag so that it doesn't loudly crinkle as much when I'm showing you. So what we're going to do is we're going to, because these are all, right side. A lot of molds, you're pouring it in and the front of the item is going to be the bottom of the mold. This is not the case. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pour just a thin layer that fills up the whole thing of the background color, right? Then we're going to put in some clear, place most of our little base items, and then fill it up a little more and put in some like glitters or some I've got some like broken shell pieces or some foil, and get that all filled up and looking cool. And then once it's done, at the end when we've got all of them done, I will use my little Dremel knockoff to drill in there and put the little eye hooks in to make them into keychains. So that's the game plan. Let me just pick out the ones that I like because, again, I usually get most of these little things. They're mostly nail charms. And like, your thumbs are generally the biggest one. I guess, man. But it's mostly like if you have like long nails, like acrylics, and you can embed them. But they work out for this purpose just as well, I have found. So, let me see here. I think I can get like 2 or 3 of them in each side of the A. So I definitely want to go like some like an equal number or an equal distribution of pink and brown little moo cows. So let's see. For the sake of you seeing, say this is a good little moo cow. Actually, let me do this. I am going to put these. The hell is that? Okay. In with the others, and I will put the little moo cows that I don't use into here, so it's easier to like pour back into my thing. So I think that's a good looking little girl. Yup. A good looking one. This one is a no right away. There's a good looking one. So I've got 2 of each now. This one's a little rough in the paint. I mean, really, I just need to... Luckily for these, it looks like I need to pull out the ones that are janky, and then I can use any of the other ones. Some of them are like a little off-centered in how they're painted. This one's a little janky. It was looking good, and then I kept turning. This is a good one. So I guess if I get 3 of each, I should be able to... There's a good pink one that's not... It's nice and even. Okay. So, put the rest of these in there. And load them back up into my... into my mixers. Okay. Oh. So, we've got our cows. Let's get... And I think I'm going to use this for the background of the mahjong tiles as well, because there's green and red and blue in most of the mahjong tiles. And let me just do that. So, and the mahjong tiles are going to be mixed in with, like I said, with the all the ghosts can go aside. They're not going in. The mahjong tiles are going to be mixed in either with these stitches or where is it? Or I have these stitch stickers, which look to be a better... And there's Lilo, there's Scrump. I mean, there's no Angel because they are like from the movie, not from any of the series afterwards. And they're kind of like 3D-ish. So, might be better than these big... I don't think these big pieces... Some of them might fit. So, let's pull this out and see, actually. These Lilo and Stitch, these stitch pieces might be too big. These are all going into an R. So we've got our R. Too big. I knew that the faces would be too big. Nope, too big. Is there... Nope. Okay. So the stitch pieces, the acrylic pieces are all too big. So I will keep those for a different project. I think those would be cool if I can use them to like fill in a if I could use them to fill in like a an ornament shape. Okay. So we're definitely using these stitches. So let me take them out of the plastic. Just enough so we could see all of what is on this sheet. The nice thing about this is that a lot of the like plastic from around it will disappear in the clear resin. It won't like totally, but it'll look pretty decent. Okay. So there's no angels on here, but that's fine. And then in terms of, okay, let's just do this. All the ghosts can go away. Okay. In fact, I don't have an extra. I'm going to say if I had an extra section of this available, I might put the ghosts in here since I've already made the one that's going to have those. And I might use some of these fruit pieces as well in with the big chunky fruit pieces. Just to mix it up in terms of sizing. Okay. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so the Mahjong pieces, I know I want like the red dragon for sure. I definitely want one of the bamboos. One of the Kongs. I like the 5 dots. I've got the red dragon. Oh, the flower. The one flower that I've got. Yes, I know that the flowers and the dots and the bamboos are not what they're actually called. But that's what they were called when I was taught how to play. And yes, I know how to play actual Mahjong. And quite enjoy actual Mahjong. I am not as fast as old Chinese people in the park, though. They're beasts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 of those. Are any of these different? I mean, they're all different, but I mean, the quality on all these looks pretty decent. So, okay, I'm okay with the ones I've selected for this because there's also going to be the stitches in there. So, just Put that all back. And I just want to do this kind of like selection stuff first so that we can get all these little pieces out of the way because this mold is big since it's all the letters. Also, less likely for my dog, who is sitting off camera, to knock over and break. All right, so with the fruits, based on who I am making this for, I know I definitely want... All right. I definitely want an apple. Let's see. The carrot is super cute. The watermelons are cute. Whoops. I should have known that was going to happen. Luckily, it didn't, like, fling off. I only have one pineapple. I think I'm going to keep the pineapple. I don't think she needs the pineapple. The grapes, super cute. And a lemon. Not going to put the peaches on hers because, I mean, I feel like the peaches are wasted on this person. Not that she don't, like, have a peach herself, but, you know, she'd find it funny. But also, I find it a waste on her. All right. Hello, Chrissy. All right. So we've got those out of the way. We still have this big pile of extras just in case anything, we got spaces to fill and stuff feels like it needs filling. All right. Let's get this mixed up. So like I said, I'm going to start with the green pearlescent for the background of the, reverse. Actually, the green might work well too for the background of the fruits. I'm going to consider that, but I'm going to go backwards. And we're going to start with the little moo cows. So, let me just get a good amount of resin in here. Oh. Okay. I have a feeling we might have to mix more up at some point, but should be generally okay. Get some night driving on. All right. So just making sure I've got all these cords out of my way. Okay. Alrighty. So I did say that most of these little charms and stuff I got from Temu. Or if I didn't say it, I was thinking it. Let me put it that way. Same thing with these resin powders. I got them on Temu as well. The resin I did not. The resin I got from Amazon. It is from Let's Resin brand. You can buy it off their website as well, but I personally have an Amazon problem, so I just get everything on Amazon. They are linked The resin is linked in the description below. Some of the charms and stuff are as well, and I will go through later and do what I can to see if I can add the actual ones. The thing about Temu is that, you know, stuff will be for sale and then it'll get removed, especially things like the Stitch, you know, the like copyrighted kind of stuff that probably shouldn't be on there in the first place without permission from Disney, but you know, it'll be on there a while and then they'll catch it and it'll take off or whatever. But so that stuff may no longer be there, but I'll see. Okay, so that seemed like it was about half of these little scoops. That seemed like a good amount. We've got a good pearly with that vaguely. Let me see if I can lift it up. You can see a little more, like in the light, how there's that vague green sheen, which should work nicely behind the cows. And I think it'll work nicely behind the mahjong tiles as well, because it's not such a green that the tile green disappeared. It'll just be kind of nicely behind it. Just going around getting. And these little spatulas are also linked in the description below. I love these things. They're so great for resin stuff. They're good for all sorts of things. Like I think they're mostly marketed as like makeup, for like getting your makeup out of the bottom of the jars. And they definitely do work for that as well. But yeah, they're just great because they just wipe right off. And let me get this, set that aside, get this like extra powder aside. Okay, and I'm setting the Lazy Susan, my mini Lazy Susan aside, because I'm gonna need, again, like I said, I'm gonna need the space for this mold in a way that's not going to knock everything from here to Florida. That makes more sense if you know that I'm in California. All right. So, what I'm going to do first is this should be, it's level enough where the A is. The rest of the mold doesn't have to be level. I just need to make sure that like this part of it is down against, you know. And I'm going to kind of put that over that just so it's not, doesn't get anything in it. I'm just going to I'm going to try to use this cleaning duster to just blow out any dust, but I dropped it and the cap broke. So it's like if I hit the trigger, the whole damn thing goes forward. So I got to kind of hold it in a weird, awkward way. All right. I do also have a reusable one of those, one of these jiggers that USB charge, and then you just. I feel like it's not. One, it's way louder. Two, it's just not as good. Just to be perfectly honest. All right, and I'm just looking at it. I think that's pretty good. I'm not worried about anything else in there. I don't feel like I need to get it with alcohol or anything right now. Not this one anyway. Like the bee has still got like some things stuck in there, and I would want to when did I even make the bee? Who would I have made the bee for? Maybe it's just straight up. I can't remember who I made the bee for, to be totally honest with you. But maybe I didn't. Maybe it's just stuck from using the K a few times, or the L. I know I've used the K, the L, the M. The J? Did I use the J? I might have used the J. The R. No, I didn't use the R. I used the S. Anyway, doesn't matter. Alright. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I should just quickly run a wet wipe in here just for good measure. I've been doing what I can because, like, silicone lets nothing stick to it and everything stick to it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it's a magnet for stuff to stick to it, but at the same time, it's used for things like this. So I don't know. It's just weird. Just wanted to kind of dry it out there. All right, it's fine. So, gonna get our first pour after I wipe off the resin that just got on. Should I be wearing gloves? Yes, probably. Do as I say, not as I do. Thing about gloves and having hands the size of my hands is that they're never long enough for the fingers, so there's hell of extra like room. But I have to get the bigger sizes because the smaller sizes don't fit my fat wrists and fat fingers. So it is an epic struggle, an epic dilemma, and I'm gonna try to see if between the spatula and that little thing I can get this layer in all the bottom nooks and crannies without being too thick. It's okay if it goes up the sides, but I'm going to try to avoid it if I can, because there will be, clear resin. Need to get some more into this. Looks like I really should have set up my extra monitor in front of me so then I could see better. And actually, I just got a really good idea. Oh, goodness. I pulled up on my television my channel so that I can see it. But when I start searching for my name, I get a video from somebody else from 14 years ago from at a conference, and they did me dirty in the thumbnail. That's all I gotta say. The pause face while I'm talking is just rude. Both of these. Like, I know I'm talking, but come on, you had to get my mouth wide open. The pause face while I'm talking is okay. Now I feel like I have the power. I paused it. I didn't pause it. What the hell? Oh. That's too much lag time. I get to live on that. Oh. Okay. This is not going to work quite as well as I thought it would. Let's be honest. There's way too much of a lag time between actual real time and what I'm doing. All right, well, I can at least look up and see that it is filled. It looks to be pretty solid. Okay, so I'm going to grab my give it a hit with the lighter just to pop any bubbles that might be on top there. I think it's sat for long enough that it's probably fine. And we are going to hit this. And of course, I see a bunch of bubbles like pop up on the side. But that's fine because I'm going to be pouring some clear in. And it will fill those bubbles because they're just like on the edge. And there's not a lot I can do to keep that from happening. Short of like using a pressure pot and all kinds of other stuff that I'm frankly not gonna do. I'm just trying to get the backside now. Oh. Since it is like a milky, pearly. Okay. So that should be. Yep. Okay. That is cured enough now that I can put our stuffs on top. So let me just kind of get just like a little bit of clear in there to act like glue when I stick this stuff down. Okay. And I'm going to try to use the little gem pickup thing. Hey, look at that. Okay, so these are kind of big. And they might only properly go in like the biggest areas. Because I started to put it like right between this area. And it was not going to work. Man, I celebrated too soon there. Okay. So we've got little moo cow. Let me see if that's better lighting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Better lighting for sure. So we've got a little moo cow there, a little moo cow there. Let's put a little moo cow at the top. Can I get a little moo cow in the bottom? Or was that not going to be enough room? It's kind of shoved in there. I don't know. There's plenty of room for a moo cow here. Plenty of room for a moo cow there. A moo cow here and a moo cow there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. I feel like 3 moo cows may be the way to go. What do you guys think? That one's kind of shoved in, and I think it'll deform the A when all is said and done. I'm just like looking at it, thinking about that. Yeah, I think 2 moo cows, or I'm sorry, 3 moo cows is the move. So I'm just gonna fish out this little guy and wipe him off. Okay. And then I'm going to switch so that the brown one is at the, I almost said it right here. So that the brown one is at the top and the pink ones are just a little more symmetrical here. Okay. I like that the way it is. And I think I'm going to go with, I could go with some gold foil. Yeah. Chrissy agrees. 3 moo-moos is better. Yeah. For sure. Okay. So I could go with gold. I could go with this like rose gold. I do have silver too, but I just feel like silver foil in stuff isn't I don't know, it's cheaper looking. It's not as classy. But I also have these little foil bits. I've got more, I put little flowers in. I think maybe flowers are the move. I've got these little, like, broken seashells. Might be nifty. Got straight up glitters. We've got chunkier glitters. Chunkier shaped glitters. Got these other flowers. I kind of like some of these other flowers for this. Maybe some the apples. Well, I don't know what cows eat other than grass. And I definitely don't have any grass. See, I've got, those are all seashell type things. I've got some of these flowers that I have made in these before and look good, but I don't know with the plastic arms. That much better. Those are all hollow shards. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do here is go with some of the like flowers. Do I have anything in here that is kind of cute for in there? I mean, the whole cow jumped over the moon thing might be a cute little addition. A little star, maybe. I thought I had another moon. I have a different moon. Here's the other moon. She really likes blue. So, I think those moons, there's not really a great place for them. So I will put the moons aside and stick just with the flowers. I have a lot of these flowers and I don't actually use them that much. Also, I have to say that I want an apple in there too. I don't know why. I bought a bunch of these little like 6-banger flat storage things so I could put them into this big it's a tackle box. It's from Walmart. Thing to keep a lot of this glitter and stuff in. Amazingly good idea. Got them on Temu. They're great. Okay. So just want to get a good, I think that's a good apple in the center there. And like, these little peachy flowers are cute. I did put I got blurry there for a second a minute ago. Sorry, guys. Focus. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. I think this is cute and is good to like cure these where they are, and then I can add maybe some foils or glitter pieces or something like suspended into the rest of the clear that will encapsulate all of this. That's the thing sometimes with getting these like nail charms. Is that, like I said, I showed you what that cow looked like on my thumb, which is easily on most people your biggest nail, and it's huge. So sometimes it's hard when ordering them. I should have pushed these down a little bit more. Well, to see just how big they are, because a lot of like the Fimo clay, like these there's a dog hair randomly. Yeah, a lot of the like the Fimo clay stuff, like these flowers, are about this size. So that's a pretty standard size. But you hope like, oh, the charms are about that size too. Yeah, no. You know what I could do with these? Ooh, I could make her matching earrings. That would be cute because these are it. Yes, because this is like an earring back. That's heck yeah. All right, I can make her cute little matching earrings. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm just gonna. There's a lot of bits on the side here that are colored. And I'm just gonna kind of scrape those up a bit to give our last layer of clear a nice clear runway, so to speak. Okay. Alrighty. And now, I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. I'm debating whether I should put maybe, you know what? Maybe some of these big green sparklies. Just a little bit like here and there in the clear. So I'm just gonna open that up. Actually, let me do this. Where are my... There we go. I'm gonna grab one of these and pour some clear into it. This may not be enough, but that's okay, because then I have like some with the green bits in there. And then some just regular. I'm going to use this to mix it. So less surface area, less for the little resin to stick to and lose. Yeah. So then, yeah, I like this. They're generally suspended. They're not super dark. They're kind of grassy. All right. I've got this. Holding this down flat. Let me just pull up my flamey stick now. Yeah, this isn't going to be enough to cover the whole thing, but it gives just some little green glitteries. And I can use this to just kind of fill in where that base layer of clear was. That just basically cemented everything down. And get it to a nice base. And there's still green glitters in here, so I will just kind of continue. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'll just kind of continue to use this to pick up more of these green glitters. I think after this, then I will give this a cure. Before putting in a final layer. Because the Let's Resin people, the thing about UV resin is sometimes like doing that kind of deep pour isn't a good idea, because then you end up with like uncured resin in between cured resin, which is no bueno. But they claim when you're doing it with the clear, it's easier because it penetrates through the clear to get, in there. But just they say this particular brand like claims that you can do like more of a deeper pour with their resin, but I'd just rather do this. We actually got every piece of glitter out of here, which if you have worked with glitter in any capacity, that is a win if I've ever had one. Okay. All right. Just going to let that kind of sit for a second to get some of the bubbles out. And then I'm going to hit it with the fire. Ow. Got too close to the end of the fire. Whoa. Okay. Now I want I was looking for my nail lamp to do a cure on this, and I'm not finding it. I had it right here, but I'm not seeing it, so I think I've let that sit long enough that I can grab my little UV light that could and hit this. Yeah, I like the little green flakies. It's hard to see just yet for you. You'll see it better when I get it closer to the camera when it's done. But yeah, I'm digging it. It's gonna screw with my focus for a second here. I'm just trying to look around real quick. I think it slid behind or under something. And I just can't go spelunking for it at this juncture. Wow, that sucked. I don't think you saw that because it was mostly off camera. But it fell. No, you can kind of see over here the detritus left from the light just totally falling over, catching half of this, and hearing a cascade of little pieces into my bin of resin molds. So that was fun. They're either I will get real annoyed and try piecing them all out later, or they just live there now. We shall see. Some of them are on. I mean, any others that fell in there fell between cracks, so they are lost for now. Oh well. Ain't that about a bitch? Excuse me. All right. So, apologies. All right. I think that definitely seems to, gosh, definitely seems to have cured. I'm going to lift it up closer to the camera and show you. And then I'm going to take a small little break so that I can see if I can quickly locate the UV lamp and go to the bathroom. All right. So, got focus, focus. There we go. No, all the way up. Focus. There we go. You can see, very cute. Very cutesy. I like it. Okay. We are gonna take a break, and I will be back very shortly, as quick as I possibly can be. And hold on to your butts. When we come back, we'll fill this up with clear resin and demold it. So that should. All right. Thank you so much for your patience. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Chrissy has got to head off so she can get some stuff done. Bye. Bye, Chrissy. Hopefully Chrissy watches the rest later. Or maybe if she doesn't, I might make one for her. We shall see, because Chrissy's my cousin. So appreciate Chrissy stopping by. And let's get to the next part of this. All right, so I'm just checking real quick to see if I need to focus on any specific area. There's a little bit here that there's like a little divot on, just because of like the height of everything. And oh, I love when I look at it now and see a big like hole in the paint on that cow. I don't know. Oh well, doesn't matter. The person that this is for will still love it because they have no idea. So I need to start here and here where there's some little like divots, and then we will be good. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do any kind of other mix in or glitter or anything. I am going to put this little piece in, because this is just like a little dollop of clear that came off when I chipped away the sides. So it'll just get lost in the clear basically and serve to fill it in. All right. Let me actually grab my bigger UV light. The thing is that like I can't really use, it's not the big nail lamp, which I will have to find eventually. I think I know what happened. I think I've got like a big sign over here that's at an angle against the couch, and I think it just slipped back behind there, and because it's so heavy and there's other things on it, I just can't reach far enough in to find where the nail lamp slid to. But I have to do that because the Let's Resin little light and the nail lamp are kind of all that works for the new Miniverse resins. The this Esco light that has a bigger light area doesn't work for the new formulation of the Miniverse resins, which is super annoying. I don't go on to Reddit all that often. Every once in a while, if I'm like, I will, if I'm looking for answers for something that I just absolutely cannot find a good answer for, like tech-wise, I might roll on to Reddit. And then every once in a while, I'll get bored enough to look at Reddit. But I did happen to see, in searching for something else, a Reddit thread that was lamenting that the new formulation of resin after the recall on the MGA Miniverse stuff was this person felt like it was ruining their hobby, because they had all this, time and effort and stuff and money put into lights for the other resin, and that this resin just was not curing the same and was not working the same, and it was just so frustrating to them that they're like, this was a really fun and enjoyable, relaxing hobby for me that is just not now because it's so frustrating. And that's, you hate to see that, right? Like, there's so people are so stressed with, everything going on in their lives, rightfully so. Everything going on in their lives, and then, everything going on in the world, and they just want something to kind of focus on and escape and enjoy. And that's harder to find for some people. So if they found this hobby and it's like, you know what, like, I've been looking for a hobby that was easy barrier of entry. These are these little kits. I don't have to have a whole lot of extra stuff, but I can if I want. And this is just their super jam and they love it. And then they do something to the formula and it's not as fun anymore. It's just, that's awful, Hate to see it. All right. I can see from my angle here that it's just a little domed. And I think that's good. That's where I want it. I don't see a lot of bubbles. I've let it sit. I hit the thing. And at this point, like, if bubbles are going to come up from the bottom or from the sides, they're going to come up from the bottom or from the sides. And there's not really anything I can do about it. It's not like epoxy resin, where they put the epoxy resin on, they can put it in a pressure pot while it cures because it takes a long time to cure and the bubbles all come to the top and pop. Before this, like, unless I put it into the pressure pot and cure it while it's in a pressure pot with a light, I don't know if that would work. I have seen this like suction chamber that's clear on Amazon that I'm like eyeballing all the time and thinking about. But the problem is, for a big ass mold like this, I'd have to cut out like every letter individually. And in some cases that might like work. But I also just really don't want to do that. All right. So we're sending it. This is a Bill O'Reilly F it, we'll do it live scenario where that's just how it's going to be. All right. No, where'd it go? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. I will show you what happened in a second. Crisis has been averted. Oh damn. Okay. Once I am able to turn off that UV light, I'll show you what actually, I can tell you what happened because thankfully there's nothing to show. So I had that mixed pot of the opalescent color, and I have it sitting over here away from the light so it doesn't cure while it's, waiting to be used. And I reached for my soda and knocked it off. And then you heard those noises and I had to move and looked for it. And y'all, it landed perfectly like that. Woo! Fish! That was... It was, okay, this is still not... I fear that I just put my fingerprint into the glass-like resin on that side. So I'm going to try to kind of do that. And that's just 91% alcohol. Enough that I can kind of wipe it. I may have just jacked that. I may have in fact jacked the whole thing. Let's just keep curing. I'm just gonna kind of put it on top. Sorry, you get the ass end of the light there for a minute. Let's take this opportunity to just remind you to like and share this content. We just passed 100 subscribers, and I know that is nothing, right? But 100 subscribers, who gives a crap? I give a crap. Okay, thank you. Thank all of you who have liked these videos, who've subscribed. It really helps the YouTube algorithms, and it helps me to justify doing this, honestly, like, to be quite frank, because I'm going to do all this anyway. All this crafting I'm going to do, but why not share it with you guys? And links are below for most of the stuff I'm using. This light that you're seeing the ass end of right now, I have linked on, in the description. I have the resin linked in the description. I have a lot of the tools linked into the description. A lot of the supplies, the main supplies, are linked in the description, but the like each individual glitter and stuff, not so much. But that's where you can just go nuts, find what you like, and get crazy with it. So I think my spritz of alcohol didn't screw up the curing, but it might have screwed up the finish. But I'm kind of okay with that, and I'll tell you why. There's that clear layer, that last clear layer. I could sand this down and then just put another top layer onto it, or use whatchamacallit, like just an acrylic sealer. That's the words I was looking for. I just spritz some alcohol onto my wipe, and no, it definitely gives it a weird. You can only see it like when the light catches it, but it's almost a weird, like, frothy sea foam. It's weird. I don't know how else to describe it. But I could either try another, like, flood coat of the UV resin, or I could sand it and add a sealer to it. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to sand it down and add a sealer to it. But I can demold this. So, are you guys ready for some pure, unadulterated demolding action? Is this what you want? I know it's what you want. Okay. To be totally honest, I was trying to do that with one hand because I had my phone in my other hand and it was just not working. All right. The back is a little sticky. So, but it came out and it's not funky. I just need to hit the back with more light to like cure it. But again, I can get sand and it won't go through because you can see the I'm not sure that light is honestly doing a lot. So let me go back to this one. But there's a but it's a good thin layer of the back. So you can kind of see it there. Let me just so you can kind of see how get it right up there so it focuses. All right, it's out of focus. There we go. But you can see about how thick that back layer is. It's pretty thin, but it's thick enough that I can give it a good sanding if necessary. Yeah. There's some bubbles I can see throughout it. And that's honestly kind of disappointing. And I'm not sure what happened there. But with this like deeper pour, so to speak, it's kind of bound to happen almost. But they're really micro bubbles. So it's barely all right, that's not sticky anymore. You have to like I can see them looking at it from the side, but dead on, they don't like obscure anything. I can see them. But it's not crazy. They're not like on the edges deforming the shape of the A or A. There's some along this side. But I think what it might have been is the other layers of like the adhesive coats, so to speak, because I can see that most of those bubbles are like between, like they're in the center, they're not in that top last pour. There's some, but yeah. So, all right. Let me set this aside. And I'm just this focus is our first letter. How cute is she? Sorry, I'm just trying to like tilt her a little bit because the light. There we go. Now you can see through everything. So there's a little bit of that green in the background with the pearlescent. I think the little bit of green in the glitter actually really helps pop that up. I think it's cute. So the next steps on this will be and I'm looking at the top, and if I turn it just right in the light, I can see the like error in the finish, and it's a little cloudy on this side. So the next steps on this one for me will be some wet sanding. And when I say wet sanding, I use a really fine grit sandpaper and I spray it with the 91% alcohol. Part of that is just ease in sanding. Part of it is to keep the dust down, and then just sand the sides. And I don't feel the need to go like into the grooves or in the center or anything. The back is relatively smooth, so I think I'll just leave it. But yeah, give the front a sand and then spray it with an acrylic sealer, and I will do that before I drill the hole in the top and add the little eye hook, because I don't want the sealer to like gunk up the center of the eye hook, and that's, because that's an issue. But then the eye hook will be added, and then the keychain part, I may add a little like dangly tassel or something to the side. Not sure. We'll see. But yeah. All right. So there. One down. And I think we are at 2 hours now. So I am going to, well, there's still some people here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up for this week. I'm going to continue because I've got all my stuff out now. And I still have, at least 2 more of these to do, if not 3. Because there's one that I'm going to make, and we're 2 hours in, so I will show you the stickers that I'm using for that one, for a friend of mine. And it's spicy. It's like Keychains After Dark. So I'll probably share that on social though, and I will share I'm not sure if I'm going to share this one because the person I'm making it for follows me. I don't think she's going to watch this. She might. We'll see. Tell me if you saw me make this when I see you this week. But the other one that I'm going to make, one of the people I know doesn't watch, one of the other people, the Mahjong tiles and the stitch. The only reason it's Mahjong tiles and stitch is because I told her I was going to make one of these for her and asked her which she would prefer. And she said both. And I said, really? Are you sure? Because that seems weird. And she goes, I mean, have you ever known me since 4th grade to not be weird? And touche. So yeah, that one I'll definitely share. The fruits I'll share too, because it's for her birthday and her birthday is later this month. So if she sees it between now and the next 15 days for her birthday, it's fine. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me. Thank you all for 100 subscribers. I wish there were more, obviously, but tell your friends, tell all your peeps that they can come by and chat, learn, or just watch me mess crap up and curse at myself. Because it is what it is. So thank you all so much. Please remember to do all the YouTubey things. Like this video, share it with your friends. I know it's long. I've been trying to keep them down to an hour, so that they're more digestible. But let me know what you like. I'm here for you guys in this regard. So like and share. Again, links are below for most of the tools and supplies that I used. Thank you kindly, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.